Hey again. Today we're going to dive into something a little different, a little heavy, a little deeper, a little more personal. And I'm sure a lot of you have had some kind of experience or have been through this personally or dealt with a family member, a friend, or yeah. So if you're struggling right now with addiction, depression, self-harm, feeling unsafe, please seek professional help. Again, I am not a doctor or a licensed therapist. This podcast is simply based on my own personal experiences, thoughts, and healing journey. So I just wanted to talk today about addiction, habits, brain patterns, the things we do that we know are hurting us, but somehow still feel impossible to stop. Now, honestly, I think every single person on this planet struggles with something. Some addictions are just easier to hide than others, Like some people numb with alcohol, some with drugs, some with food, work, toxic relationships, gambling, shopping, anger, even picking their skin, pulling their hair, scrolling through their phone for 8 straight hours because they can't deal with their own thoughts. Or getting up, which I notice I do, pacing around a lot. I just kind of can't sit still sometimes. Working on it, but we all have something. And I think we have to stop acting like addiction only looks like somebody passed out in an alley somewhere. Because addiction is pain relief. That's really what it is. It is a human being trying to survive their own brain. And I really wanted to make this episode because I'm tired of shame. I'm tired of people acting morally superior because somebody else lost themselves for a while. Nobody wakes up at 5 years old and says, "You know what? I hope one day I become addicted to drugs. I hope I destroy my life, and I hope I lose myself." Nobody wants that. But life happens. Trauma happens. Pain, loneliness, wrong people happen. Mental health struggle happens. And sometimes people end up trying things that temporarily quiet the chaos in their head. For me personally, when I was a little younger, my struggle was prescription medication. I am not proud of a lot of my choices I made back then, but I'm also not hiding from it anymore. Because hiding, it kept me sick. Pretending kept me sick. The shame kept me sick. And honestly, the older, the more I realized, if someone judges me for surviving my hardest years, maybe they were never meant to walk beside me anyway. I've been through dark periods, really dark ones. The kind where your brain scares you. The kind where you don't even recognize yourself anymore. The kind where you look in the mirror and think, how did I get here? And the addiction is terrifying because eventually the thing that once felt like relief becomes the very thing destroying you. That's the trap. At first, it feels like comfort, escape, relief, quiet, and then slowly becomes survival. Then eventually, a prison, like literally a prison. And the hardest part is your brain starts building pathways around it. These patterns, these habits, these routines. The nervous system we spoke about. The nervous system literally learns this thing equals relief. And even if it's destroying you, that's why breaking its habit is so unbelievably hard. People think it's about trying harder, When someone's been wired or something's been wired into your brain for years, your entire body fights to keep the pattern alive. That's why people relapse. That's why people self-sabotage. And that's why they swear they're done 100 times and still fall back into it. Because healing isn't linear. And I really need people to understand that. Progress is messy. Some days you feel strong, and some days you feel like you can conquer the world. While other days, your brain drags you backward into old coping mechanisms because they feel familiar. And that doesn't mean you're hopeless. It means you're human. I'm still struggling with things. I'm not sitting here pretending I am perfectly healed at all. I still have habits I'm trying to break, moments when my brain wants relief, and things I internally battle. But I'm not giving up on myself. Never. Never again. And that's the difference. And maybe if we stop shaming people so much, more people would ask for help before they completely fall apart. Because shame keeps people sick. Love heals people. And understanding heals people. Connection. And no, loving somebody doesn't mean enabling their destructive behavior. There's a difference between accountability and cruelty. People need support, honesty, compassion, and hope. And sometimes people just need one person to look at them and say, "You messed up, but you're still worthy of love." That matters more than people realize. And if you're listening to this right now and you're struggling with addiction or depression or self-destructive habits or anything, please don't give up on yourself. Seriously. Because your story is not over yet. And maybe right now, your only goal is just making it through today. And that's okay. Sometimes survival is enough. Sometimes getting back up one more time is enough. Still trying, still fighting, still waking up every morning to spite the chaos in your head. Please hear me when I say this. You're not weak for struggling. You're not disgusting, and you're not broken beyond repair. You're not unlovable because you have scars. And your past does not automatically disqualify you from becoming a good person. You think some of the kindest people in this world are the people who suffered the most. Because pain either hardens you or it teaches you compassion. And I'd like to lean towards the compassion. But anyway, I think that's why I'm becoming more honest now, seriously, with myself. Because I know what it feels like to be judged. I know what it feels like to hate yourself. I know what it feels like to feel trapped in your own mind. And I also know what it feels like to slowly crawl your way back, one tiny choice at a time. And it's not overnight. It's not magically. There's no magic pill. It's not perfect. It doesn't just happen, just slowly. And I think we need more conversations like this, real ones, not fake social media perfection where everybody acts like they have their life together. Because honestly, most people are struggling with something behind closed doors. And sometimes saying, "I'm trying again tomorrow," is enough. Because healing isn't perfection. Healing is continuing to fight for yourself even after you fall. And I think that's where the real strength lives. Not in never breaking, but in continuing to rebuild yourself after life shattered you. So again, thank you for listening. And wherever you are in your journey in life, just remember, you got this. And again, I'd love to hear from you listeners if you have any questions or, want to talk. Experiences, any criticisms, anything that you'd like me to discuss, please reach out. I'll leave a link to my Linktree in the description. Take care of yourselves.